Welcome to Joy in Our Town. I'm Lisa Boldo, and our issue today is health. And we're learning about the benefits of thermography here in the New York City area. We're joined by certified clinical thermographer Tammy Kohlschmidt. Tammy, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Lisa.
So, Tammy, what is thermography?
Thermography is a functional test that can detect early disease symptoms, maybe even before you feel them. It's done with a digital infrared camera, so it's actually measuring your body's temperature. And this is important because your body's temperature needs to be even and symmetrical on both sides. So if you have one side of your body part off, versus the other, then we know that something is brewing. Usually it's inflammation.
Wow, interesting. So what does thermography look like?
Well, the image itself, it can look differently depending on which span or color scheme you choose. I work in a rainbow color scheme, so you'll see all different colors from blacks to purples to whites to blues, and they all range varying depending on what body part we are actually imaging.
Does it mean, for example, because you said all these different colors, do they each mean something different?
Well, they show the range of temperature from hot to cold.
Oh.
White is the hottest and black is the coolest.
Oh.
So you can have a variety, and nothing is bad or good. It just depends on your body and what is symmetrical for you.
And when you say symmetrical, what does that mean?
Well, if we're talking about, let's say, the breasts, if we have one area on the breast that is red and the opposite side is green, green is cooler, red is hotter, so we want to pay attention to that hot spot.
That's good. So what can thermography detect?
Thermography can detect many things. Inflammation is one of the most important things because that is the start of early disease. But we look at neuropathy, we look at digestive stagnation, lymphatic stagnation, tumors, obviously, and any kind of acute pain or even chronic pain.
But how would it detect if you had, per se, like a tumor? Would it just be a spot that, heats up or that shows hot? And then when you say you have to pay more attention to it, like, how do you do that?
Well, again, so thermography is a functional tool.
Okay.
Its job is to look and see how your body is functioning. If the area with the tumor has red around it, because tumors are usually cool, like there will be a cool center and then there will be red around it, that's the laying down of blood vessels. It's called angiogenesis. So we know that the function in the body at that point is progressive. The tumor is progressing. It's actually feeding off of the blood supply.
And you can tell that pretty much just from the imaging.
Yes, and sometimes it's not exactly easy to detect. You have to look at it in different ways, get measurements. So
there's a little more to it.
There's more to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so why is it so important to detect inflammation in the body?
Well, inflammation is a big problem because you don't even know you have it. You don't even feel inflammation. It can be brewing and smoldering for a long time. And it is the start of diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, all of these chronic diseases that we're faced with. Inflammation is the start. So if you can find it in your body, catch it early, start to do things that takes you from this path to this path, you can eliminate disease.
And combat that inflammation.
Completely.
Wow. Very
healthy.
So what parts of the body does thermography detect, or what for disease?
Okay, so I do full body scans from head to toe. The only thing we don't look at is the brain because it doesn't read through the hair on the head. So anything goes.
So from this, pretty much like from the neck down?
Top of the head, so all of the face.
Oh.
Right, we're looking at the sinuses, we're looking at the carotid artery, the jugular vein, the oral cavity, gum disease, all that.
Wow, you can even detect gum disease. That's pretty interesting. So what can a person expect during a visit?
Well, I can tell you that if you can imagine going in for a breast screening and not having any pain, having no body contact and no radiation, that's what you can expect, a pain-free, easy, non-invasive visit.
Wow.
You will be in a room cooling for about 10 minutes. So I would say that's the worst part is it's chilly.
It's chilly.
Yeah, it's chilly. But that's it. It's easy. And it's fun and it's interesting because it's all about you.
How long does the test in general take?
I usually say the appointment is a half an hour, depending on which screening you get. It can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes.
That's not bad at all. So is thermography used just for women, or can it be used for men? Can it be used for children? I mean,
All people.
Really?
Yeah, I do children. You know, it's interesting, men and women, we all have inflammation. So I get a lot of women coming in for the breast, but the men need to consider that we can detect prostate inflammation.
Really?
We do testicular screenings, which huge, very important to know if you have inflammation or not.
absolutely.
Because you don't feel it.
Wow. So how is thermography different from mammography?
So mammograms are anatomical. All they are, anatomical meaning they are just taking an x-ray of a body part. That's it. You get no information about your health. You get no information about where you're going with your health or how to handle disease. With thermography, it's functional. So you can look and see, okay, I have these issues. What am I going to do to go this way? So you can make choices and be very proactive.
And do you help people to make those choices?
Yes, that's my favorite part.
Oh, that's wonderful. So do you find that thermography is getting more popular among people, and women in particular, today?
I do. I think because people are tired of the disease model of medicine. They're tired of just dealing with the disease and not being proactive and seeing what's really going on inside and how can we change that. And that's what thermography does.
So are there steps that a person can take to improve their visit, you know, after a thermography session?
You mean improve like their next visit?
No,
Or what do you mean
or
by improve their visit?
Improve their, or, you know, improve the results, I guess I would say,
oh.
of their,
Yes.
the results of the session.
That's right.
Whatever you find.
So after you have your first session and you get your images back, you get a report by Dr. Melvin, who reads for me. He will make recommendations that will take you from this path of disease to the path of health. So you do get coaching, you get guidance, you get a really good idea of what's going on and
So
how to change.
It's really a full scale, I mean, it can, whatever you choose.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would assume that the cost is probably a lot less than a traditional mammography visit.
I think when you take a look at the cost, the value and the information that you're getting about your health, you can't even compare it. It's uncomparable.
Wow.
Because a mammogram's just a picture.
It's just a picture.
That's it.
Would you say that thermography or a thermogram provides a lot more peace of mind to the individual?
I think so. It puts control back into the patient, and it gives them an understanding of what's going on in their body, and then there's all of these things that they can do to make those changes.
Yeah, and then how long between visits do you recommend for thermography?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You have to get a baseline. So let's say you have visit 1.
Okay.
Depending on what Dr. Melvin sees, you will either be back in 3 months or 6 months to complete your baseline. I have women who currently have cancer and they come in and they track their disease. So they'll do images once a month just to see what's going on with the tumor. Is it growing? Is it getting better? Is their digestion stagnated? Do they have lymphatic congestion? All kinds of things are answered for
And
that.
you can tell that from the thermography.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
So
Wow.
it's fun. It's tracking, and you see people grow and change.
So if you see a hot spot and Dr. Melvin gives a recommendation, does he tell you, well, it looks like it could be this, maybe you better go to your doctor now and get checked? Is that how it works?
Yes, yeah, he makes recommendations in that way also.
And then when they come back for a follow-up visit, they'll have another, I guess, session again. You'll see what's happening, and then, but you guys recommend, you said, coaching or nutritional guidelines.
Oh,
right? Do
absolutely.
you do that stuff?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
there's cleanses that can be done.
Wow.
There's body work. There's different types of exercises.
You mean like massage or
yeah,
skin brushing?
Skin brushing, even acupuncture. It just depends on what the issue is.
Wow, that's pretty neat. So how did you become so passionate in this area?
I have a long history of health problems.
Really?
Like from birth. So my whole life has been on a quest to figure out how to heal and then how to stay healthy. So everything that I do in my life is based on self-care, and that's what I try to bring to my clients.
Yeah.
How to take care of yourself.
And it shows you really have a passion for helping people,
Yeah, I do.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what would you say to our viewers as far as if maybe someone's thinking about, should I get a mammogram? Should I get a thermogram? What would you say to
I
our
would
viewers?
say to try thermography and just get a look inside of your body to see what it is that you may not feel. Because dysfunction is something that you don't feel until it becomes a sign or a symptom. Once you have a sign or a symptom, you're headed down the road towards disease.
And does that mean, if there's a sign or a symptom, does that mean that it's probably been there for a little while and maybe
It's possible.
now there's a problem?
Yeah.
So we have to address that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That's your body's way of telling you, look, something's wrong, please deal with this.
Or if there's pain in the body, do you
Yeah.
think it's a good idea to
Absolutely.
get a thermography?
Absolutely.
So-
Gallstones, we detect those quite often.
Really? Wow.
Kidney disorders, carotid artery or cardiovascular distress. We've seen quite a different variety of things. It's not just breasts.
Yeah, I guess, you think mammography,
Yeah.
thermography, but it actually, tell us again, what are the areas that thermography covers again?
So we go from the face, which is the top of the head, all the way to the feet. So we can do full body.
And do you do it in sections at a time?
We do because we like to focus in on certain body parts. So there will be images focused in the pelvic region, the abdominal region, the legs, that kind of thing.
Okay, and if you're detecting that someone has an issue, and Dr. Melvin will go over the results with them, is it like a real detailed report?
It is.
Is that?
It's a very detailed report. So what I do is I spend time with the client reviewing it, answering all of their questions, just getting them on the right track. And then I have ongoing email support as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Now, is that for a certain amount of time, or it's just as they have a question?
Yeah,
Sure, you probably get a lot of referrals too.
Yes, and I send them videos so that they can refer back to their videos that match their recommendations.
That's fantastic. Do you offer like complimentary consultations or?
Not really complimentary consultations. I will do headshots so that they can come in and see what it's like. And from that headshot screening, we can detect other things in the body.
Well, this has been absolutely amazing. Stay tuned. You're watching Joy in Our Town, and we'll be right back to continue our conversation with Tammy Kohlschmidt after these messages.
Thank you.
Yeah.